You know, I don't want to seem like I'm being evasive.
Yeah.
But I don't think people should be taking advice, medical advice from me.
Right. No.
Excuse me, say what?
Man, you heard me.
Come again, say what?
I don't think people should be taking advice, medical advice from me.
Right. No.
Lord have mercy.
What's up, y'all? I want to welcome y'all to my channel, Street POLITRICKS, where we peel back the layers to the tricks politicians play by trying to trick us off the streets through legislation. And today, we about to get into the chaos at the CDC, or the Center for Disease Control. Now, I know y'all done heard about Florida lifting the mandate for vaccines by now. But did y'all know on the same day, the Secretary of Public Health, RFK, was getting his ass toasted at the Senate hearing? But don't worry, if you was at work, cooking for them children, exercising, or whatever the case may be, I got y'all. But before I do, let me remind y'all who just so happen to be over public health. And when I say public, I mean, I say public with emphasis.
I don't think people should be taking advice, medical advice from me.
Then what is your job?
We asked you not to give the kids candy. We asked you not to take them swimming in E. coli tainted sewage runoff.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on a Mother's Day hike with the family. And he was taking a dip with his grandchildren in Rock Creek Park in Washington, D.C. Oh, that's amazing. They finally cleaned up Rock Creek. Raw sewage spills directly into the creek. That's what's on the sign. But this country's top health official doesn't appear to really believe that germs make you sick, so he took his grandkids swimming in that stuff.
Kids shouldn't be at drag shows. They should be bobbing for apples in a porta potty.
We're here at Rock Creek in Washington, D.C. This is where RFK Jr., the Health and Human Services Secretary, went for a swim with his family, posted it on social media. We wanted to do an investigation, see how gross it is. Devron, what do you notice here?
Well, we're looking around and we're seeing the yellow, green kind of water come down, create like a froth that looks like it's just full of whatever's in the water. And then over to the left here is, I guess, a floating patch of garbage.
Garbage, bottles, cans. I saw a condom. So you mentioned the frothiness. I think that's from the human waste that is siphoned in here from some of the places. And by that we mean piss and shit. So RFK Jr. was swimming in piss and shit.
Right.
Back to the lecture.
Do you accept the fact that 1 million Americans died from COVID?
I don't know how many died.
You're the Secretary of Health and Human Services. You don't have any idea how many Americans died from COVID?
I don't think anybody knows that because there was so much data chaos coming out of the CDC, and there were so many perverse incentives. And these are model.
You don't know the answer of how many Americans died from COVID. This is the Secretary of Health and Human Services. Do you think the vaccine did anything to prevent additional deaths?
Again, I would like to see the data and talk about the data.
You have had this job for 8 months, and you don't know the data about whether the vaccine saved lives?
And that's the problem, is that they didn't have the data. The data by the Biden administration absolutely dismal.
So who is politicizing? You're saying the Biden administration politicized all the data? Go back to what Senator Cantwell just said. Go to the Trump Surgeon General.
They fired Dr. Graf. They fired all the people who questioned the orthodoxy. They fired Dr. Gruber, Dr. Kaus.
So, Mr. Chairman, the Secretary of Health and Human Services doesn't know how many Americans died from COVID. Doesn't know if the vaccine helped prevent any deaths. And you are sitting as Secretary of Health and Human Services? How can you be that ignorant?
Most Americans are going to be able to get it from their pharmacy for free. Most Americans will be able to get it from their pharmacy for free.
The question is, everyone who wants it, that was your promise.
No, I didn't. I never promised that I was going to recommend products for which there is no indication.
When you said...
And I know you've taken $855,000 from pharmaceutical companies, Senator.
Did you hold up a big sign saying that you were lying when you said that? Because you are the one who said you would not take them away.
There's a big difference, Senator, between established science and the scientific establishment. which has been co-opted by the pharmaceutical
hold on. So
industry.
you're telling the American people that the American Medical Association, representing hundreds of thousands of people, have been co-opted and that they should not trust their doctors. Everybody is corrupt, but you? Is that what we're looking at? I don't think so. And I think the issue now...
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, I think you do know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe President Trump should have asked you, are you a trustworthy person? And we should have waited for an answer then. Let's move on.
I don't even know what you're talking about. You're talking gibberish.
Mr. Secretary, let me speak slowly and clearly so that you can understand me through my New Mexico accent.
And then give me a chance to answer.
Does this help? Can you understand me?
You've been over HHS for 7 months now. Have you ever been briefed by CDC's career immunization officials to discuss your concerns?
And by the way, every member of this panel has criticized President Trump and demonized him.
Have you ever
Are
been
you
briefed?
complicit in the assassination attempts on President Trump?
Sir, I'm asking the questions. You are the witness.
But wait!
Before you made this decision to try to lift vaccine mandates for Florida, which include obviously public schools, did your department do any data analysis? Did you do any data projection of how many new cases of these diseases there will be in Florida once you remove vaccine mandates?
Absolutely. So absolutely not. In terms of, like analysis, well, ultimately, this is an issue very clearly of parents' rights. So do I need to analyze whether it's appropriate for parents to be able to decide what goes into their children's bodies? I don't need to do an analysis on that.
So you're trying to lift the vaccine mandate in Florida, and your department and you did not even do a projection as to how this could impact public health. So you have not prepared hospitals in the Florida counties most at risk with the best treatments for any outbreaks of measles, mumps, rubella, whooping cough, polio, and you have not looked into how many kids might now get these preventable diseases?
Florida said, forget your life. We don't need math, science, or logic here. Just vibes. So that Florida Surgeon General, he sat down with Jake Tapper, right? And Jake asked him a simple question. Before you guys decided to end vaccine mandates, did your department do a fair assessment? Did they look at how many new cases of hepatitis A, whooping cough, what else do they have? Chicken pox. How any of that stuff might just pop up. And the Surgeon General of Florida said, absolutely not. And so Jake being Jake, Jake's like, hey, did you make any projections or anything? And the Surgeon General says no, because it's an issue of right and wrong. That is not how public health works at all. You don't tell 20 million people in Florida we don't need data, we have morals. What? Florida leadership is essentially saying to Floridians, we're not protecting you. You're going to have to handle that yourself. And I need y'all to know that's the point. They don't take your life seriously. Not your governor, not your health department. And the federal government not going to step in either. So Floridians, you better protect yourself because your government has abandoned you. We're watching leadership, political leadership, play games with your body. They want the headlines, y'all. They don't want health. They want the state of freedom, even if that means the freedom to catch chicken pox at your local Publix. So my advice to Florida, keep your head on a swivel because clearly your leaders are not watching your back, baby.
Players, so Ron DeSantis is really going to live up to that name. Him and his attorney general just announced that they will be ending the vaccine mandates for schools. Y'all, watch this.
The Florida Department of Health, in partnership with the governor, is going to be working to end all vaccine mandates in Florida law. All of them. Every last one of them is wrong and drips with disdain and slavery. Okay? Who am I as a government or anyone else, or who am I as a man standing here now to tell you what you should put in your body?
I declare, honey, what a disgrace. Florida is officially off my places to visit because it's going to be a cesspool after this. This is absolutely disturbing, but his verbiage there is very interesting to me because Florida has that fetal heartbeat law. And he says that it is slavery to tell someone what they can put in their bodies. However, they can tell people what they can have and what they can't have in their bodies by carrying children. I declare, honey, it's a disgrace. So ending the vaccine mandates, many experts have said that this is going to be a disaster. Smallpox, meningitis, chickenpox, polio, all of these things, all of these vaccines have proven to be effective. Now they want to make it an option for vaccine deniers to go into public schools unvaccinated, risking other individuals. It's disturbing. In 1952, the polio epidemic saw nearly 60,000 cases with thousands of deaths, leaving many survivors with permanent disabilities. And if they want to look to people for permanent effects, just look to Senator Mitch McConnell. He contracted polio at the age of 2 in 1944 before the vaccine was widely available. His lingering effects is in his left leg that have contributed to many falls in the recent years. Let's talk about smallpox. It killed an estimated 300 million people worldwide in the 20th century alone, and possibly as many as 500 million in the last century. The disease was fatal for about 30% of people infected with the most severe strain. I declare, honey, it's a disgrace. According to reporting, right now there is a COVID outbreak in Hillsborough County in Florida. And we all know what happened recently with the measles in Texas and various other states. But this is what they want to do in Florida. All right, players, y'all put your thoughts in the comments. This is a disaster. Y'all let me know. This is WD.
So I want to make sure I have this straight. I'm a veterinarian. Every animal that comes in and out of our clinic has to be vaccinated for rabies. Mandated. Required. So dog vaccines, yes. Human vaccines, no. Right? Because they cause autism. Got it.
Wait, listen to me. Before you get mad at this guy, please hear me out, because this is all a scheme that Todd set up. I know y'all been seeing the video going around of this guy, the Surgeon General of Florida, talking about there's going to be no more vaccine mandates, but this is a scheme set up by Todd to eradicate them. All jokes aside, it's just, we all know who this is going to hurt. This is not going to hurt us. There is no black mom that's going to take their child to the doctor and say, don't give my child the measles vaccine or the chickenpox vaccine or the, pneumonia, the flu, any type of vaccine. All of us black people are going to continue to take our stuff. They're the ones that's not going to want to take it. They're the ones that was hollering around talking about they don't want to take this, they don't want to take that. They are the ones that had the plague. Do we not remember the plague? That came from them. That went from us. They're going to be the ones that actually suffer from this. I give it 6 years, baby. It's only going to be 17 of them left. I'm convinced. You can't tell me otherwise. And I'm not trying to be funny, but it's just like, we all know who this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt them. They are not going to take their vaccine. They're going to get sick. Didn't y'all see that boy out there in Arizona that got the plague here in 2025? Baby, that was them. That was not us. So y'all go ahead. Todd, you did a good one this time. You did a good one on this scheme. Y'all go ahead, let them not take their vaccines. You continue to take yours. Cause her vaccines, what do they call it? Herd mentality, when it's a herd of people and they all have the vaccine, it helps the people who don't have the vaccine. That's only going to work so much. If they don't have theirs, but we have ours, we good. They're not going to be covered. And that's their own problem. Gotta go bye.